Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Anthony Costales before the 2019 TNF 50. How are you, Anthony?
Doing well. How about yourself?
All right. I'm glad to finally have a chance to speak with you on camera.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
You have a long history with running, correct?
Yeah, I've been going since high school. Like a lot of runners. Junior high, I guess a little bit, but a little bit not as competitive. Just more show up with your friends and have a little bit of fun on race day.
But then you did become a competitive track and field and cross country runner.
I got a lot more competitive in high school, and then did junior college. Went to American River and Sacramento, and then went up a little bit north to Chico State. Ran for Garytown.
Did you overlap with Tim Tollefson there?
No, Tim and Jimmy Elam, both of them. Tim left maybe a year before I got there, and Jimmy and I probably missed each other by a month. But Jimmy and I see each other every once in a while now in Salt Lake City, and Tim's been definitely a kind of big motivator on where I'm at today. So nice.
Back in your collegiate track days, what did you focus on?
It was pretty quickly. As soon as I got to Chico, 10K. When I was in junior college, it was more 5, but it was I liked cross country a lot more.
I was going to ask you that because there's some 10K guys that are definitely cross country guys, and some that don't enjoy it as much. But you,
definitely. We always joked. I always said I liked cross country more, but I was better at track, and just kind of just the way it kind of worked back then, I guess.
Yeah. Some people come out of, especially a good program like Chico State, and kind of burnt out. Were you burnt out, or did you take any time off after your collegiate career?
No, I didn't take too much time off. Right after college, I kind of did a little bit of assistant coaching with Garytown, and I was in a teaching credential program for another year. So not a master's program, but kind of like just in another year of school. And then right after that, I moved now with my wife now. She was out in Salt Lake City and moved out there and started my teaching, physical education teaching career. And kind of just been doing both and been going well since.
And it's interesting because this will be your first 50-mile here, and you only have 2 50Ks under your belt.
I did Red Hot 55K a couple years back, 2017. Went well.
Set the course record.
Yeah, it went well. And Moab's like a second home to me, so I mean I'm out there a lot. And
we'll talk to you about that in a second.
It's we go there like we were there 2 weekends ago, so yeah.
And you ran Way Too Cool and won that this year.
Yeah, Way Too Cool went well. That was fun. Actually got to run with Gus Gibbs, American River College as well, and that was fun because when he kind of caught me during that course, I kind of went through a little scramble where I was kind of all over the place trying to. It was just a muddy day, and we were running together, and it was actually a place we used to run together for camp at our junior college camp. So it was kind of cool, like 10 years later, being on the same trails together.
So you did cross country and track, and you spent time on the trails when you were like a junior.
Yeah, we did. We did. Chico, we were all about the trails. We'd every Sunday was never flat run in the park. We did those all the time. So
post collegiately, you did some road racing. Were you still mixing in trails during that time? Or were you really focused?
I didn't. Again, Tim Tolson really got me into the trail idea right when I started. He got me actually into road running. Him and Danny Tapia gave me that idea, like, oh, keep doing it after college. And once he started he got Olympic trials qualifier, then I was like, oh, that'd be a fun thing to do. And then he got in the trails, and I saw the awesome places he was going, and I was like, man, this seems like the thing to do. And then kind of trying to follow his footsteps a little bit in some ways.
When did you have a 2:13 PR in the marathon?
Yeah.
And when did you run that?
I ran one 2 years ago at the U.S. Championships, and then last year as well in December.
That's fresh.
Pretty fresh. It's starting to feel like a while from now with a little bit of string of injuries, but that's just...
So you've been mixing in some really good road performances with some really strong trail performances. How do you manage that?
It's kind of interesting. The first time I ran the quite a bit faster road marathon. It was actually right after the Moab Marathon. And I just kind of, I think the trails is nice because you're out there for a long time. It's easier to kind of relax a little bit, not worry about splits. And I think that's kind of helped just training of road running as well. And then sometimes just got to gear down and maybe hit a little bit more thought out workouts on the road stuff or planned out. But
are you still hitting the track and doing fartleks and that kind of stuff? Or
fartleks is kind of my go-to thing. Especially I run by myself a lot, so I kind of don't like doing like set. Every once in a while I'll do like a set like 10, 12, 60-mile tempo, but it's really easy just to kind of get in your head and blow up, especially when you're by yourself. So fartleks is a great way to kind of do, I call them sneaky tempos. I'll still average pretty low mile or pretty low average, but at the same time get a little bit of recovery to kind of refresh yourself in the middle.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about I'd guess more than half of like your sort of really good trail performances have been in Moab, but that's because you're in Salt Lake and
yeah, it's just the location. I teach, so I only get like 4 personal days a year, using them one right now, and so I got to pick and choose a little bit. And again, Moab's like kind of like a second home to us. We go there, even when we're not racing.
So you can pop down on a Friday night after work, not take a personal day,
and be there,
and then have a good weekend on the trails.
Weekend. And mountain bike after or something.
I mean, I saw you finish at your Red Hot Moab 55 race, and you set the course record. Like, that's just a phenomenal time. Does it feel like you really nailed that one?
I felt like I nailed it that day. I mean, trails are so interesting because I mean it's such conditions. I was out there that day. Hayden ran too. It was a little misty, but I think both of us had fine days on weather. Where last year I did the 33K, and I'm pretty sure my average time the second half of the course was faster the year before in the 55 because the conditions were so bad.
Just snow on the course? Or?
Yeah, I mean the course is kind of marked with white. It's a Jeep road, so it's kind of marked with white markers plus the ties. And racing in the desert's a lot different. Single track, you could take a wrong turn when it comes up, but the desert you could just you could be on slick rock and just kind of be veering a little bit off a little bit, and all of a sudden
you're
realize there's a football field of the same looking stuff and not know where you're at.
Got it. So you're making a big leap up from that 55K, which was just over 3.5 hours, to this.
Yeah. It is a big jump. I don't know if there's really too much of a in between ground jump, but luckily I guess it seems like this is a pretty runnable course, a lot of vert, but you take a lot of things out. You take out the elevation, you take out a lot of loose rocks and harder to run on terrain, and almost a little fire roadish in the beginning, it seems like. But so I think that'll maybe benefit me a little bit in spots. But now it's first one. We're going to see how it goes.
Being it is your first 50 miler, there are people with more experience in the race. Are you going to sort of cue off them for the first half? Or are you going to try to stay in your own head?
I just kind of go off feel. Training's been a little bit different lately. I've had a little string of injuries, but I think I just like competing. I mean, that's why I run hard after work. I love to run, just run, but train hard because I like to compete. So, I mean, that's what I'll do tomorrow is compete as much as I can.
You were scheduled to run the Lake Sonoma 50 back in April. What took you out of that?
Ended up being a sports hernia. And got kind of recovered from it, then kind of has come back a little bit the last month or so, but kind of kept it a little bit under control. This time around. I was supposed to do Xterra in early September, and then it got canceled due to weather, but that happens, I guess.
Maybe that's good.
Yeah.
So you're fresh and ready to go then?
It's been interesting. Feeling a lot more fresh compared to normal. Just I haven't been running as many days. Only running like maybe 4 days a week, but a ton of cross training, which is interesting because I feel like I got a lot of fitness, but at the same time, the legs feel fresh every time I run on them. So it's just a little bit different. But
is it more exciting or intimidating to have this longer distance coming up tomorrow?
I think more exciting. I mean, if you blow up and it doesn't go well, I mean, you learn, and then you go and you try another one if it seems like something that you like. I think it's just the jumping up from the marathon to the 55K, even though it was, not that many miles, it was, extra hour and a half. And it wasn't too bad. It was, trail racing is interesting where, on the road, you're once you start hurting, you're pretty much hurting the whole rest of the time. Where trails, you might be hurting the first 10 minutes of the race and then feel great the next hour and then terrible the next part. So we'll see how
comes and goes a little bit.
Comes and goes a little bit more. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, well, I'm excited to see how your race goes out there, and good luck, Anthony.
All right, thank you.